Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. The story I'll tell you tonight, what is that story? Well, it's about the evolution of diet, about our ancestral ties to the food we eat. And it's easier said than done, because trying to find places in the world where market food is not affecting our way of eating is quite difficult. So Afghanistan, when you look at the map, there's an area that was never touched by war. It's called the Wakhan Corridor. And at the end of it is a high-altitude plateau that is very difficult to reach. On this plateau, there's a Kyrgyz community of about 1,500 people living at 14,000 feet all year round. You might as well be on the moon. You know, you're way above tree line. Nothing grows except grass and two tiny things in summer. For about a month and a half, you will get rhubarb and wild onions. If you're a vegetarian, it will be a slow death. And so grass feeds the animal. The Kyrgyz are pastoralist nomads. So they have yaks, they have goats, they have sheep. They are pastoralists. They live of their herds. This is what makes them survive in this desert-like environment. Of course, milk is a big part of their diet, any dairies, and a lot of side product as well from milk. They have a great intimacy with the animal world that really touched me. They even talk to each other in the way they would talk to their horses. It was quite surprising at first when people whistled to call for my attention. I was like, hey, I'm not your horse, but that's how it is. Such an intimacy that if you want, you can even go and check your camel teeth. It was a little young camel who was nibbling on everything he could see. Quite lovely. Division of labor is often the young boys will learn how to herd their yaks with slingshot. You see he's holding a slingshot. You just whip away and scare off the yaks. The girls go and get water or milk the animal. Getting water is not simple. You don't turn on the faucet there. These are three daughters of the Khan, the tribal chief of that community of people. And they go up in the morning, at quite early morning, and they're going to get water. And getting water means breaking ice, finding the place where the spring was, breaking the ice, getting water, bringing it back to camp, meaning going back to the yurt. The yurt is like the quintessential nomadic habitat. It's made of felt, so it comes out of the animal. Outside, it's very barren, and you enter these yurts, and it's just full of colors. It's really impressive, the contrast between this outside and this inside. And so you make tea with milk, and with milk, you often boil it in these big pots you can see here. She's straining the milk into the pot. She's going to boil it on slow fire, over dung fire usually, because nothing grows there. So they use dry dung to cook. And then you'll get this kind of curd. And they let it dry on the roof of the yurts or sometime on these rattan things outside. And it will become hard as stone, like real stone. It's not an expression, hard as stone. You need another stone to break it. And this milk, this kurut, it's called, will be used in winter when the animals don't give so much milk. They also make butter that they sometimes keep in the stomach of a sheep. It preserves really well, and it's easy to transport, and it's very highly priced in that part of the world. So that would be your typical meal, slices of butter, milk tea with salt in it often, and then naan. Naan is the flat bread you see here. So then you tell me, where the hell do they get flour to make naan? I say, hold on, I'll show you. So it's easy. It's very easy. You go down to your Whole Food store, the organic one, Seriously. So you get on the yaks, you bring all your friends, you get a bunch of guys, pile up the yak with stuff. You take some extra yaks, and you go for a long walk, 2 times in winter. In summer, maybe 2-3 times. And you go down. In winter, it means going over a frozen river. That's the only way in and out of the high-altitude plateau where they live. In 2008, when I went in winter, the place had not been visited by foreigners since 37 years. Last time people were there, foreigners, was in 1972. That's how remote that place is. You sleep on your way in camps or in shepherd huts or in caves like this, and then you might drop your iPhone in a cave. He was looking for water, didn't get any. We melted snow and make some tea. You exchange your yak. So you go with 20 yaks, you would come back with 15, for example. You trade, you barter your 5 yaks for flour, for cigarettes, for matches, for candies, whatever, mostly flour. And then you load it back up and go back. Look at that, how much work that is just to get flour for your community. It's a harsh environment. This girl just walked in after herding her animals. Her cheeks are burned by the cold. It's not makeup. And you use everything on the animal. You kill the goat. You gather the blood that you might cook. And you eat absolutely everything. You singe the head on fire. You'll boil the head. Apart from the horns, you'll empty the bones to eat the marrow, then you throw it out, and the dogs around camp will finish this thing. So there's no waste. You can't afford waste. Then you get presented as a guest with this beautiful platter right here. And if you're a knowledgeable guest, you know that what you're going to get is right in the middle. You see that white area? They really go for the fat. The fat is highly priced. It's the glory of the shepherd. He brought his herd to the best fat grass to get this very fat-tailed mutton. They're called fat-tailed mutton. You learn to love that. Sure, they have to exercise themselves so much. It's such a cold environment. It's a totally logical thing. So there I am with my red jacket, trying to gulp down an eye of a goat, I think they gave me. That got me my nickname when I was there. I was called Közgyede, which means eye eater. But the kids would be really scared when the older would be like, hey, watch out, this eye eater coming over there. And so, this is tea time among Kyrgyz. You walk out and the girls are just munching on what's left over from lunch. They love meat.
Zag zindag spasen zoek kla. Je tan riste kla, je tan riste zoek. Ja piyo nagar, na piyo ya chapti tiyabam bkhalas spod dastan riste. Zinda sayş murda taya nasta himna kharli. या रज़ाक निगाह सारंद कर जिंदगी नास्त कम बाजार कम दुकान कम चीज ना या खुदावंद است تو yani siz düşünsek
Bana çarpar.